Hello everyone and welcome back to 2 Cent Movie Talk. I'm Nika.
And I'm Greg. As always, we're here bringing you the average moviegoer's experience in the theater, going to the theaters and seeing movies that are out and letting you know what we think. And today,
as you can tell from the title, we are going to talk about Avengers Endgame.
Our non-spoiler review.
Non-spoiler.
We will follow up with a spoiler review, which will be much more extensive because there's a lot to talk about, a lot to unpack. Some of which we're still breaking down now.
Yeah.
So, wow.
Yeah. Wow. But first, before we get into it, make sure you are subscribed to this channel so you can get updates on all our movie reviews. Also, make sure you turn your bell notification on and follow us on our Instagram and Twitter.
Because all that stuff is important.
Yes.
Significant.
Now we'll get into it.
Alright. So, first and foremost, I'll say we've seen the movie twice. We saw it first Thursday night in Dolby Cinema.
April 25th.
April 25th. And then we went back and had an IMAX experience.
Yes.
Now, I'm going to say the trailers for IMAX and Dolby were the same movie, but they were a little different.
Yeah, they were.
The trailers were. They were still at 20-something minutes, but it wasn't anything under.
The IMAX trailers seem to have more in them, more content in them than the Dolby ones did. And maybe it was because the release date was actually Friday instead of Thursday.
I think that's what it was.
Yeah.
So first, I'm gonna talk about this. Obviously not spoiling, but I'm gonna talk about the surrounding rappers on this movie.
Yeah.
The running time, which has been a big discussion point, of 3 hours and 15 minutes, 302 minutes, just back and forth. I haven't looked at the final number, the official number. Last I heard was 3 minutes and 2. Then I heard 3 minutes 15.
Yeah.
That time doesn't seem like 3 hours.
It really doesn't.
It really doesn't.
It really doesn't. Like Thursday, it did only because I was a little sleepy, but
yeah, it was at 10:30.
It was the first time seeing it, but then when we saw it again yesterday, it was like
flew by.
It just really flew by. We didn't even realize that it was that long.
Yeah. This movie, see, the fear or the concern I always have going into big movies is that they can disappoint. You anticipate something great and it's less than stellar, less than exciting. You left like, it was okay, but it wasn't great. This movie was good. This was really good.
Really good, really funny, really emotional, really like everything mixed up in one. It gave you all the feels, honestly.
Yeah.
All the feels.
This movie had a lot. There's a period, I think the first hour of the movie is a lot slower.
Yeah.
And the first time I saw it, I was thinking like, this is really slow. But I thought halfway through, I was like, it has to be this slow because
you needed all of that to go to where it was going in the end. You needed to piece it together.
Yeah. And there wasn't much airy room where I said this is a little fat, where they could have cut out some scenes. There were probably a couple places where they could have cut 1 or 2 minutes, but I think it served the movie very well to keep that content in there like that.
Yeah, I agree.
There is a lot happening.
A lot.
But unlike Infinity War, where everything's just moving, this movie is moving, but it's not it's exhausting, but not because of the pace.
It's moving. It makes you feel like it's moving in a regular lifespan, like a regular day, week, months. That's what it gives you. And like you said, Infinity War did move fast. Everything was happening so fast, but this was happening in a slower pace, and it felt natural. Yeah. It didn't feel like, oh my God, this is a 3 hour and some odd minute movie. It felt natural. Everything that happened in the movie needed to happen, and you needed all the information that you got from the beginning to the end. You needed it all. Like you said, 1 or 2 minutes at best, but this movie needed all of the content.
Right.
And I loved it. And, I'll be the first to say, oh my gosh, I hate sitting in a movie for over 3 hours, but for this movie, I didn't even care. I honestly didn't care how long it was.
No, and I agree with that. I didn't care as long as the movie delivered and it made sense for it to be long.
And it kept the kids' attention. And that's another thing. If you have kids, you're taking your kids. You know how small your kids' attention span is. Be they little kids or teenagers. Like, it's hard to keep their attention. And we took a teenager and 2 younger kids, and it kept their attention like the emotion that I felt for the movie, my youngest son felt, there were two parts actually that caught his heart. For me it was just one, and it caught me twice. So yeah, I mean, this is the end of an era, not just for the actors, but for the people that are involved, like the fans, us, the Marvel community and the whole franchise. Like, when that part happened, it was like you could just feel it all. You know what I mean? It just, and even watching it for the second time for me, I think I felt it in their faces. You know what I mean? Like, you kind of felt it in those emotional parts. You kind of saw it in them as well. I think. I feel that way.
Yeah, it's like it wraps everything up, and the trailers and the advertisement, the marketing for this included. This movie wraps everything up. It concludes everything, and it really does. It takes everything that's happened in the MCU in the MCU and ties up the bowl, puts it in a box. It cleans up loose ends. It ties up loose ends.
Yeah.
And sure, there are going to be some. Look, from a high level, it does that, and it gives you a result. It gives you a closure. Gives you closure to a lot of plot lines. But I still say you could talk about this for forever. 2 years.
Honestly.
I mean, they broke down Infinity War for a year online. And while some fan theories seem ridiculous, there's so many theories out there how this movie could have gone. Without telling you how the movie went, there were so many different avenues, directions the movie could have taken. But that was just in the span of a year. You take this now, you're going to have this, you're going to go online, you're going to see all different types of scenarios and fan theories come to the surface. And it just shows you, to me, it shows the dedication and the love that the fan base has for this content. I mean, this was by far, in the top 3 Marvel movies, this one has jumped up significantly.
Well, yeah, we talked about this. I don't know if we just talked about like the Avengers movies or overall what was our top. No, I think we did talk about our top because, for me, obviously, it's always going to be anything having to do with Iron Man. So he's always my top. 3 was the best one for me. Of course, I like 1 and 2, but when it comes to favorites, 3 was the best for me. I think we said what was that, Civil War for me with the Winter Soldier. The Winter Soldier was second for me, and then this obviously above all because it connects everything, and then it kind of connected a timeline for me, some things I had questions on. I think with this movie it kind of answered a few things for me. It did kind of confuse us a little bit. We're not going to talk about right now. Like we said, we'll go more in depth once we kind of sympathize with people. We understand everybody is not going to be able to see it opening weekend, so we don't want to. This is one movie that we really don't want to spoil for the people that watch us and may be tempted to watch our review. You know what I mean? So we will give you more in depth. We'll start talking about our theories, what we thought, things that led up to us seeing the movie, and things like that, and if anything that we thought was going to happen actually happened in the movie. So we'll talk about all that there, but
as well as the surprises.
Surprises.
There were a few surprises. I mean, this kind of, the way this movie was done kind of changes your expectations of what superhero movies can be. It really, I mean, in general, Marvel has rewritten how the superhero can be handled, superhero characters can be handled. Throughout the whole MCU, you've seen them focus on character development. They've all been to some degree about family and friends. None of them,
and saving the overall, humanity. It wasn't just about themselves and doing whatever for themselves. Of course, Tony and Dr. Strange had very high egos, but even with that, they still were there to save the world. There were the imperfections. Yeah. I mean, you got to throw that in because you had too many good guys, so you got to throw in a little bit of arrogance in there, especially with really smart guys,
there's some things about this one that I wish we can't go into detail about something, but I will say that kind of around the tails of what you were saying about the characters, there's this common trend I've seen throughout all the movies where these guys are good, but they're not. See, they're called superheroes, but they're not really superheroes to me. They're okay. You take a guy like Thor.
Who's a god?
Who's a god, who is supposed to be king of Asgard, who doesn't want to be king. And he only does what he knows what's right.
Right.
What he feels is right, although he tries to be somebody that he's expected to be. So he's a constant battle within him. Tony Stark, who's basically a playboy, turned into from a war profiteer, playboy, living a life, to have to make a drastic change when he realizes what his weapons are doing to the world. And he has to make a change. He's never perfect. He's never perfect. Captain America's a soldier that without a war, and he's constantly trying to
looking for a war. He's looking for the fight. He's looking for the end of what he started. Yeah, basically.
But yeah, he never. But deep inside him, he's missing something.
Yeah.
So Black Widow, trying to recover. Spider-Man. All these characters have character flaws, and their character flaws are what make them super, but not their strength. It's not their strength; it's their character, and that's something that the Marvel movies have always focused on. They always put that ahead of the power. The superhero power isn't their strength isn't their strongest asset. It's the person.
I think also what you say, they're all looking for something, and they are. But what you don't see is or what they don't see is that they found it in each other, and until they realize that they found it, it's not until now that they realize what's most important. Yeah. And I think that's saying enough without saying too much.
That's you said you're not, that's not really leading to anything. But it's not really over everything.
I mean, but it's kind of like that. It's kind of like life. You're always looking for something. You're trying to fill a void, but you don't realize what's standing in front of you. And what's most important is just not constantly looking for something to fulfill yourself. But what is most important when it comes to a team? Yeah. What is the end goal? What is the end game? Yeah. And they don't find it until now. Yeah.
So part of the perks we got from this movie were poster.
Poster.
Boom.
That was free.
This was free.
This was not.
That was not.
So I got this one for Autumn, and to have the popcorn in it, it costs $11.99. And I bought one just so I can have it because I know she wasn't going to share it. But it's $5.99 if you want this on its own. So yeah, but it's pretty cool. It's a 10. It's got all the characters on it.
Yeah, they had it for Star Wars too, I think.
Yeah,
I didn't get that one.
But yeah, this is a nice little keepsake, the poster, obviously. And we talked about that. Were we going to get something with this? We didn't get anything Thursday.
But I don't care. We got several posters today.
Right. And then when we went Friday, that's when we got... I don't even think we saw these.
I don't know. Friday, I think might have had them there. I wasn't paying for it. We weren't really paying attention. It's 10:30 at night. Yeah. But yeah, I'm gonna give this movie a grade. I really do. I'm gonna give this movie a 9.5.
Me and Kim talked about this yesterday. Yeah, definitely a 9.5. For me.
There are certain movies in the Marvel Cinematic Universe that you don't have to see to understand this. There are some that you should. I think one of the ones that pops out is the last Ant-Man and the Wasp.
Ant-Man and the Wasp. I think you need to see Doctor Strange.
You do have to see Doctor Strange.
And
that would help.
Ant-Man and the Wasp and Doctor Strange for this movie.
Yeah. You don't need to see Captain Marvel, although it's like extra credit if you see Captain Marvel. That helps you a little bit.
I mean, I guess if you haven't seen any of them, maybe going to see Captain Marvel. I mean, it's on DVD now, I think, or coming to DVD because. She's in this movie, so... Yeah, but I think for this movie, you don't have to start from the beginning.
You don't.
We did for Infinity War. You definitely did for Infinity War, but for this one, I would say the key ones, like Greg said, Ant-Man and the Wasp, I think Doctor Strange would be important for this movie.
Yeah, I would think, if I had to do a run of series, I would start at Civil War. If you want to do them in order... I would start at Civil War because Civil War kind of gives a backstory of everything they've done If you do Civil War, that kind of
Civil War, because there's parts that they may not understand.
Yeah, because Civil War takes you and brings up, it touches on everything that happened, and it introduces Black Panther, and from there you move forward. The movie before that, they're significant, but they give you a deeper dive into the characters.
Yeah.
But Civil War, Winter Soldier, those movies they give you a good place to build from. Civil War, not really.
It would just help.
No, I'm talking about Winter Soldier, Civil War.
Civil War, yeah. It will help you understand certain parts. Those are the key to see for this.
Maybe like 23 movies. Yeah.
I mean, because honestly, if you go see this and then you go back, it will make sense to you, but then you may be stuck having to go back to the movies to say, oh, okay, this is it, instead of, because it's going to be a long time before it becomes on DVD. So this is, I mean, it's made how much money already?
That's another thing. Okay. This is ridiculous. I want to see if I stay on this page so I can read this, because there were discussions online about how much this movie would make and how much it could make. And of course, I'll close the page. Let me Google it real quick.
That's okay.
But so there was discussion about Infinity War made, I think, over weekend, $257 million.
Yeah, didn't we read somewhere that it said that this movie won't make as much as Infinity War?
The question was that could it possibly make that much?
Yeah, okay.
Because it was longer in runtime. I think Infinity War was 2 hours and 40-something minutes. This is 3 hours 15 minutes. So you had that, and then you had the amount of seats in theaters and things of that nature. I think there's an article out there of Variety that I've read and said something about that. So, Endgame. Open weekend has smashed those numbers. Which
but like I said, when we went Friday, it wasn't just IMAX, and wasn't just Dolby Cinema. It was like regular digital. We saw people standing, waiting for regular digital. And normally with like big movies like this, you don't see it in regular digital until after opening weekend. But, I would honestly say, I don't know about other theaters, but AMC was prepared. So
yeah. All right. This is saying expected to take in another $80 million on Friday. Once estimated place in the $315 million range. Now that's ridiculous. The numbers it took over Friday. I think I'm gonna quote the top of my head. I'm gonna go back and look at them. I think they were like 16 million for IMAX, or 39 million. I think 39 million the first day. It was. You look at the numbers. We'll put the number links to the report. The number. I read it earlier, but they're eclipsing the numbers of the next biggest opening, was like Star Wars: The Force Awakens and Endgame. Infinity War. So
I think this may be the biggest box office hit this year. Quite honestly,
I can't even see Star Wars topping this, because the last Star Wars wasn't as well received as.
And what was you heard some little girl say, "Oh my God, when is this gonna be over?" When we see the trailer for the Star Wars movie. Of
course, she was young.
Yeah, she was young. She ain't know.
But that's the thing, though. And what I was talking about when I was reading those numbers, I was like, it's foreign to me, because I don't know, statistically speaking, from seating capacity theater nationwide, how true that really is. So you got to look at the numbers and say, okay, well, if that doesn't mean seats, and they're gonna do this many showings. But what happened was, the theater started showing multiple showings, and all these different showings. They started showing those shows. But what got me confused about the numbers was that what got me confused or in disagreement with the fact that it wouldn't make 250 is because you think about it. A lot of the fan base for this are between 25 and 35. Big numbers, 25, 35 years old. If you're 35 now, in 2008, you were 25, 24. If you're 25, you're 14. So you're 13 years old, 14 years old. So if you think that someone first saw Iron Man 1 when they were 12 years old, think about it's the equivalent of me seeing Star Wars when I was a kid.
Just thinking about like Cam and Autumn. Like Autumn wasn't even born when this all started.
Yeah.
And she's been invested since birth.
Yeah.
Pretty much. So
it's become part of the
same
culture.
thing with Cam. He was like a baby. So this has been something that he's grown up with. So this will be the biggest thing of their lifetime as far as comic book movies go.
As far as movies go, it's actually bigger than Star Wars. Yeah. And that sounds crazy, a Star Wars fan. I'm a Star Wars fan.
But Star Wars is for like us. You know what I mean? And we have a problem with a lot of the remakes, because we came from the originals. So
yeah, well, they did the remake, but they did the prequels.
Yeah,
they're all prequels.
Prequels.
Yeah, but yeah, so that's what's happening. So you think about if you're a young person and you're watching these movies from a child, as a child, they are your life. Like
the girl that one Thursday when we went to go see, she was like bawling, as it was almost like she lost a family member, but she was a young girl. So just like you said, just think back. If she was like, even if she was 20, just think back when it started. She was really young when it all started. So.
Yeah. And even one of our other sons' friends came over watching the Infinity War last summer. She's like, she was so invested. She is she said, Marvel is my life. And if you think about that, that's really, it catches you at a young age, and it becomes part of who you are. So the number is not surprising. See, 300 million, 350 million, who knows, I don't know what the wide number is. It could be $1 billion, $500 million for a worldwide take. So, I mean, if you look at that number and you look at the number of people invested, and then take that and do the math on that, it's not unrealistic to see these kind of earnings.
Yeah.
So it's the last one.
The last one, guys.
And you got left on a cliffhanger anyway. Well, it wasn't a cliffhanger. I'm gonna say Infinity War wasn't the cliffhanger. It was the end.
Yeah.
It was the end of the movie, but from a Avengers perspective, what are you gonna do now?
Right.
So.
Right.
Yeah, so.
Yeah, there is no more Avengers. Can you go on with another character after this? A different character? Possibly, but it's
there's still the Avengers. I mean,
they're still there, movie, but movie-wise, it's
there's nothing produced. There's nothing advertised to come out. There's nothing. The next thing is Spider-Man, and then after that, we don't know. And we don't know where this falls. Without going into spoiler territory, we don't know where. I read something that Anthony and Joe said about where Spider-Man fall, but I can't remember what he said exactly. But that's the next movie as far as the theatrical release. So after that, we're kind of
gonna have our theories where it falls, but again, because we're not gonna spoil this, we're not even gonna say where we think that falls, because that would be giving something away for this movie. So yeah,
or even
definitely.
I'm still confused how they gonna do that movie though.
Yeah,
I still don't know how to do that.
See it.
They wouldn't see it.
Yeah, very. It was a lot of work, and not just with the actors. You got to give credit to everyone involved. Casting. I read something today that Chris Pratt said he didn't even want to do the Guardians movies, but the lady who cast him, and I forgot her name, and I don't know where my phone is, but she kind of talked him into it, and he said he was glad he did. He posted that on Twitter today, but I commented too. I'm glad you did too. But you got to think about everybody involved in this movie creating the magic, because you can have great actors and horrible writing. We talk about it all the time. But it's hard to pull off something like this and keep the interest with such a vast range of individuals, young and old. You know what I mean? Yeah. So it's just something that I don't feel like in my lifetime. Sorry guys, I'm kind of sick. I don't feel like something in my lifetime that I will ever see this again. I mean, I'm just grateful that I got to experience something like this.
Yeah, we talked about that before. Yeah. I feel like they'll do, some movie production company, some movie house will do something like this later on. It won't have the impact on us that this did. Yeah. Because if we see it in another 15 years, you'll be like, it's not I'm not really interested in that. I don't have the investment to it.
Y'all kids don't know what y'all doing.
Yeah, it's a generational thing, because I'm pretty sure some of our parents were like 60, 70, 80 years old. Something in their lifetime is exciting as this, or it was the equivalent of what we experience now. I mean, think about when The Wizard of Oz came out. Yeah. I mean, that was exciting to some people.
Certain movies,
I mean, my father's 80 years old almost. He's not watching. He's not going to stand in line by the ticket to see this. He's not.
Yeah. One thing I can't wait is to get my mom here, because I know she would love these movies. Like, thank God we have all the DVDs. We just kidnap her one day, and
And we do DVD. We don't do the streaming download.
Yeah, we don't
we
do
still
that.
buy physical media.
We buy DVDs.
As long as they're making it, I'll buy it.
Yeah, quality for us, I think, is better with the DVDs.
I just can't stand it. Stand it when you gotta get the bandwidth. If the quality drops down, you gotta wait and buffer. Crap. Then you gotta own it. It's on somebody else's cloud. You gotta hope you gotta keep that account to keep all your movies.
Yeah, it's remember Christian asked for something one day. I was like, bro, we got that on DVD, right? And he's like, yeah, but it's just easier for me to watch it on my phone. I'm like, well, the DVD is in there, and I'm not buying another one for you to watch on your phone. We're DVD people.
I'm not paying for convenience.
Yeah.
So anything else? I mean,
I'm kind of glad we're not. Let's not spoil anything because I'm feeling emotional talking about it already. So I know if we spoil it, I'm gonna be up here crying, guys. Y'all don't want to see me cry. So I'm good with not spoiling it right now. I need a couple of more days before we do the.
You know what? You know what we'll do? We'll do a spoiler next week when my special gift comes.
Oh, yes. Yes.
That'd be perfect.
Y'all gonna be excited.
You gonna love it. I'm excited. I
can't wait. I'm excited too. I'm not gonna
double secret. Don't tell them what it is.
Oh, we're not gonna say it.
But don't say it either.
Not telling you.
You're not telling
it's
you.
Really exciting. And I was thinking about that last night too. At the end when we were watching their posters and their signatures.
Yeah.
I was like, I may want. Not telling you.
Yeah. I'm telling you, it's pretty awesome.
Yeah, I may. Because right now I just have,
So, all right, folks. That's been our non-spoiler review for Endgame. I hope you enjoyed it as much as we did.
But we know a lot of you have not seen it yet.
It's definitely worth seeing. At this point, I will say seeing it in large format, of course, is better.
Yeah, I think IMAX, I'm all about comfort.
It was so much bigger. I mean, it was, I don't know for the seat, but I'm looking at why.
And maybe that was the difference from Thursday to Friday.
It was edge to edge.
Because you guys know I love Dolby for the comfort. But seeing it in IMAX, I was just like, wow, this screen is definitely needed. We recommend you see it in IMAX. IMAX 3D, I don't know if you really need that. I don't know if where you are they have IMAX 3D, but totally for this movie, I think IMAX, the biggest screen that you have, the better.
Yeah.
Because I don't know too much about other theaters in other states and stuff like that.
This movie was shot with IMAX cameras, shot in IMAX.
Yeah.
And it shows. You can see the difference. It wasn't up converted to IMAX or there are different formats of screen film formats. I watched a thing about it online. Mm-hmm. But this one, and we've gone to the IMAX theater many times. We've seen it when it goes IMAX come down. Do you see a little when it
shrink, but it was huge.
I kept looking. I was like, why does it look so much bigger?
Because it was one part when I saw a certain character.
Yeah.
And I was like, wow. That person looks so much bigger than normally, So yeah. God, I almost said it. Almost said it. And you would have known it's a little bit of something, so I didn't say it.
I'm still seeing it in my head. I want to go back and see it again this week.
I will. I don't mind seeing it again. I really don't mind seeing it again. In IMAX, no less. Yeah. They just sneak out, do that parent thing and go with each other.
Yeah, boy.
Yeah, we had 2 kids back out on us, but
that's cool.
Whatever. They missed out.
They'll be fine. Yeah. All right, everyone. Well, let us know what you think.
Yeah, definitely 9.5.
If you've seen it, please don't spoil it in the comments.
Take your tissues. Get extra napkins at the concession stand.
Or don't.
Use your sleeve.
Some people do. Some people don't.
Are, emotional about certain things. And some people aren't.
they are great. Now, I'm gonna say this. It's not a spoiler. I'm gonna say this and we're gonna close.
Okay.
The Endgame, the Infinity War scene, which was by far, I've said it before, the best scene Marvel done when Thor shows up in Wakanda.
Oh
boom,
yeah.
Shows up.
Yes.
There are better scenes in Endgame.
Oh, definitely.
They have outdone themselves.
They really did
with this one.
They deserve.
I'm not gonna say anything else.
They deserve everything that they can get. Any award that they can get, they deserve.
They
deserve it.
Awesome. There was a part towards the end where after the big thing,
Yeah.
and then God said, "How much?" I said, literally, I said, "How much money did they spend?"
I know, right?
That's really. I'm like,
Yeah.
how much money? Like, how
so
much
amazing.
money did they? Cause
I think they gonna make that money back tenfold.
Yeah.
So,
I'm watching. I'm like, they're gonna cut. They're gonna actually show us all happen. They're gonna show, and they just said, "Oh."
yeah.
The way the Russos put this thing together, from a cinematic perspective, the way it's shot, the way it's edited, the way that they immerse you've immersed in these scenes, it's brilliant. And I'm not gonna say they're the best directors ever.
And I would
what they
say,
did was,
nothing that they. Let me see if I can say what I'm trying
We've
to
ended
say.
this fight, we're still going.
Right? But compared to the other movies, action-wise, this is the best.
I think so. Yeah, I think so.
Fight scenes, action scenes, this has to be the best.
Yeah.
The emotional contact, the emotional moments, the funny moments. It's been funny moments in other ones, but gosh darn, when y'all see the part that I thought was hilarious, y'all gonna be laughing too. I'm just saying.
Oh Lord, yeah.
You gonna be like, what?
Yeah.
Yeah, but anyway, guys, please go see it. Support the cast, the crew, everybody, and go see this movie.
Yeah.
Totally worth it.
Exactly, I agree. I put a chair.
You ain't gotta be like me and buy a $5 tin, $6 tin that probably costs like $2 to make it.
$2 crazy. I think it costs 13 cents. Shipping included. So yeah. Let us know if you see it. Let us know your ratings.
Let us know what you think. As
Be
soon as
decent
you
in the
see it,
comments.
make sure you come back and say,
Be
thank you
decent.
for not spoiling it.
And please be decent in the comments, because I've seen other people now just go out there just randomly dropping stuff in comments. I'm going out looking now like, dog, really? You really just put it all out there like that?
Yeah, because I seen something Monday or Tuesday on Twitter, and it, even though it was somebody spoiling it, like I told Greg, even knowing what that person put, it didn't spoil it for me. Because I went in not believing what they said, but then when I saw it, I was like, okay, they were right, but it still didn't spoil the movie for me. But I'm grateful to all the people that did not spoil this movie this time.
Yeah.
Because I was reading stuff, even though I said I wasn't, I was still reading, and nobody. Videos I watched, theories I read, nothing spoiled it.
I stopped reading everything. I stopped. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah.
I
got to, when I can't sleep at night, I'm just doing stuff.
Man, I went to YouTube, just not interested in a lot of stuff. So.
I skipped through a lot of stuff. Like a lot of stuff even Marvel was posting, I didn't even look at it. I got the notifications on Instagram and Twitter. I just swiped up.
Marvel didn't spoil it. Everything Marvel showed.
They didn't.
The majority of the stuff they showed was in the first 15 minutes, 20 minutes of the movie. First half hour of the movie. There was some excerpts from screens, some pictures, some scenes from later in the movie. But the misdirection they gave in some scenes, a couple scenes that weren't in the movie.
Yeah, there was a few scenes. I told Greg on Thursday, there was a few scenes in the trailer that's not in the movie.
Which is good. I wish, if I like to say, they could make a whole trailer out of a movie. They can make trails out of a whole completely that content that wasn't in. I wouldn't care. I'll go in anyway.
Yeah, and I feel this time the trailers did not give too much away. They gave you just enough of what you needed.
Yeah.
So guys, go see it. Make sure you're subscribed again to our channel. Make sure you have the notification.
Ding the bell.
Bells turned on. Greg's podcast channel down below. Check that out. If you want to see our vlogs, go check that out. If you're into DIYs and tutorials, down below.
Yeah. And if you're into gardening, there's another channel for that.
I can recommend.
I can.
If we talk too much, we can recommend somebody else for you. But this is a movie review channel, so we gonna talk.
We'll see you next week with our review, our spoiler review. Yeah, we're gonna have a ball. We're gonna have a blast with that.
Have some snacks,
Oh, we should have snacks.
Have the gift.
Have the gift laid out.
Yep.
All right, everyone. Till next week. Next time.
It's too simple. We talk.
Bye-bye.
Bye.